Welcome to this week's special live edition of SportsKnight, North Penn Television's inside look at the world of high school sports. I'm your host, Kyle Berger. Joining me later on the show will be North Penn track and field members Dave Costello and Evan Fitzpatrick. But first, let's take a look at the week in sports. Congratulations to both track teams on their championships at this past weekend's Suburban 1 Patriot Division tournament. The Knights and Maidens both won by more than 30 points. Matt Antunes led the boys with his blistering 152.7 time in the 800 meters, winning by 8.1 seconds. Antunes also won the 400 and was part of the winning 4x800 relay team. Other North Penn champions were Dave Costello in the shot put and the 4x400 relay team. The girls' team was helped to victory with help from double champion Cheryl Smith, who won the 300 hurdles and the 800. Amaka and Nanya took home 2 second places, and the 4x100 and the 4x800 relays both won their races. The district championship track meet is this coming weekend. Both the baseball and softball teams went through the week without setting foot on the fields. The North Penn climate has been more like a tropical rainforest as of late, and it has played havoc with the schedule. Once the great flood subsides, the teams will finish out their schedule, as the softball team will play at Pennsbury on Tuesday, and the baseball team will host Pennsbury this Wednesday. Both teams had their games against Ben Salem washed out this Monday, and they'll be made up next Tuesday afternoon. The North Penn volleyball team had mixed results in their matches this week. The team ended their schedule with a 16-14, 15-12 loss to Easton in a non-league match. Ben Tarnowski, Rob Tybring, and Chris Maylott combined for 24 kills. North Penn ended their league schedule with a win over Harry S. Truman in 3 games earlier this week. The Knights took the first game 15-2, dropped the second game 15-10, and won the third and deciding game 15-6. The Knights were led by Chris Maylott's 10 kills and 7 digs. Earlier in the week, the Knights let one get away in a very close match to the Pennsbury Falcons, 16-14, 15-12. The Knights had a 14-11 lead, but 4 unforced errors gave the Falcons the victory. In the final game, North Penn was tied at 12 before Pennsbury rolled off 3 unanswered points to take the match. The Knights now have a record of 10-8 and are the 8th seed in the District 1 tournament, where they will host Penridge on Tuesday in the first round. The Souderton Indians were given the broom by the North Penn Maidens lacrosse team last week. Completing a sweep of the Indians for the season last Thursday, North Penn did away with them 15-5. The Maidens scored the first 4 goals of the game, and Alyssa Moser scored what seems now like her usual 5 goals to go along with her 3 assists. Nikki Leone, Sarah Ulmer, and Sarah Ducilli all had multiple goals for North Penn. Earlier in the week, the Maidens defeated the CBE's Patriots by a score of 14-4. 4 goals by Sarah Ducilli gave the Maidens a 9-1 halftime lead, and Yashonda Wisher and Shirley Sarker split the goaltending duties for North Penn, combining for 16 saves. The Maidens have an undefeated record of 12-0 in the Suburban 1 League and have clinched that league title. The Maidens will take on Abington on Wednesday and host Penridge on Friday night in Crawford Stadium. The girls' soccer team had its ups and downs last week in league play. After falling behind 4-0 at the half to Neshaminy, the Maidens came back to net 2 goals, but still lost 5-2. Earlier in the week, North Penn breezed by Truman 7-1 on Monday night. Mind you, that was the halftime score because the game was called due to torrential rains. Jen McMaster scored 2 goals, and a host of other North Penn players scored goals for the Maidens. North Penn has a record of 7-10 and will play Souderton in the first round of the District 1 playoffs Tuesday night. And finally, North Penn sports people have been in the news recently. Congratulations to North Penn phys ed teacher and field hockey and softball coach Joan Moser, who was recently inducted into the North Penn and Souderton area Sports Hall of Fame. Also, 4 North Penn football players were selected to participate in the Montgomery County All-Star football game. Those include D-end Mike Mays, wide receiver Kenrick Smith, lineman Matt Ushler, and D-back Nate Vielhauer. In other football news, North Penn senior quarterback Tom Parentozzi has selected Kings College as his choice. He will play football at the Division III level. Congratulations to Tom. That's your look at North Penn sports. Stay with us, though, because after the break, I'll be back with Evan Fitzpatrick and Dave Costello to talk about the Suburban 1 League Patriot Division champion North Penn track team as they prepare for districts. Back after this on North Penn Television.
We know we can count on you to do what Smokey says.
Smokey says.
Only you.
No, you don't play with matches. That's not cool. Tell Mom and Dad to break 'em, stop 'em. Yeah, that's the rule.
And when your folks desire to build a fire, clear brush and branches away, and keep water nearby like you oughta. Did someone say otter?
We're all counting on you.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Out! Out! There's no ways out! It's impossible!
Actually, Coach, it's not. See, Jimmy had to travel a distance of 90 feet. He reached an average speed of 15 miles per hour. The ball left 2 seconds later than Jimmy and had to go 1.5 times the distance.
If education is important to you, talk to your child's school about raising academic standards. Call 1-800-38-BE-SMART for a free booklet and be a big league
Thus
parent.
enabling it to reach the destination at a much quicker rate.
Did you factor in the wind speed?
Welcome back, everybody, to Sports Night. At this time, we're joined by Evan Fitzpatrick and Dave Koslow, both members of the North Penn League champion track and field team. Now, Evan, we'll start with you. You were second place in the Suburban 1 League in the high jump. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What are your prospects for the districts next week and states to follow?
Well, districts is going to be really tough because there's a lot of good high jumpers this year, and there's one particular kid from Coastville. His name is Ramsey Stanton, and he's going to be real tough to beat. I got a good chance at qualifying for states and making it because you have to qualify for states at districts, and if I have a good day, like, I really think that I could get there. And if I get to states, like, if I make it to states, I'm not going to go. There's no way I'm going to win this year. Like, I know that, but I want to be able to go for the experience so I can go back and have a strong showing next year.
Now, qualifying for states, is that based on your height or your place finish at districts?
Well, it's a little bit of both. If you finish in the top 3, then you automatically go. But if you do the qualifying height, then you can finish in the top 6 and go.
Okay. Now to Dave Koslow, who took first place in the shot put at leagues as well as second place in the discus. Now, both throwing events, and it was obviously a little wet on Saturday at the leagues. Was that a factor at all in your competition?
It was definitely a factor. A lot of the guys, especially in discus, they had a lot of trouble throwing the metal discuses, and it worked to my advantage. I usually throw a rubber discus, and it makes it much easier to grip in the wet. And in shot put, it was bad because it was really cold, and it's tough to throw. It's tough to get your body warm and stay warm throughout the entire competition. But everybody threw okay, and I happened to have a really great day that day, so it worked out really well.
Okay, now Evan, sticking with the weather factor here, you guys have been training obviously for leagues in the upcoming district title. Has this wet weather kept you inside and kind of bottled up?
Well, a little bit on Friday. We didn't, like, it was raining. We didn't even bother to practice because there was really no point. But I just want to make a comment about the weather. I threw discus as well on Saturday, and because of the weather, I let one slip and it flew out onto the track.
Uh-oh.
Like, that's how bad the weather.
You didn't hit anybody,
Luckily,
did you?
nobody was running
Okay,
at the time.
that's good.
It could have hurt somebody seriously, but I just want to say that because it had to do with the weather.
Okay.
But yeah, the weather has been a factor, and hopefully we'll get some nice weather this week because districts is a huge meet for us. So. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Dave, track is usually an individual sport, as we've said, Evan taking second and you a first and a second, but you guys won the team title, so this is now a team sport for you guys. What makes this team so unique, and what makes them be able to win a league title?
Really, because we have a lot of guys. We have good depth overall. A lot of teams, they may have 1 or 2 guys that are good, but we have more than that. We do have a couple superstars and Antunes and things like that who are real strong, and they'll do real well. But you also have a lot of guys kind of came out in the beginning of the year and they worked hard and they stepped it up at leagues. And guys came out and they beat their person that they had to, in the meet. Everybody has their target person that they have to go after, and we ended up winning those small little battles.
So it wasn't exactly the number of champions, but the numbers of seconds and thirds and fourths and fifths down the line that contributed to that.
Oh yeah, definitely. First is worth a lot of points, but if you can get second and third, that's worth way more points than just getting 1 place.
Okay, well, thanks to Dave and Evan for joining us on the show today. That's all the time we have for this edition of Sports Night. For North Penn Television, I'm Kyle Berger, and I'll see you at the game.